started. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another webinar, another Sunday breakdown. So I'm going to be breaking down gold, GJ, and silver for you guys, so you guys can kind of get an outlook on what we can expect the week coming. So when it comes to gold, last week we had a huge bullish move, a close above 1830, which is a good sign for buyers. We're going to expect gold to continue to go up within the long term. Taking a look at the monthly time frame, so it is a new week and we had that strong closure. I want to see where we're at on the monthly. So we just broke above last month's highs, indicating that price is making higher highs and higher lows. If we look at last month's low and we look at last month's high and compare it to this month's, what we'll see is price actually made a higher low and now we've made a higher high. So we can expect price to actually continue to go up since we're actually forming again higher highs and higher lows. Those are all indications of a bullish condition. So looking at the weekly time frame, price actually ended up closing above a few weeks ago, these highs over here at 1850. So we already know that we have a support and resistance level at 1850 right on the dot. So the best setup as of right now would be to wait for price to actually pull back into 1850, where again, we'll wait for price to actually form some form of a level of support. We'll wait for that retest, and then we can look to take price up to 1870 as long as price can actually maintain itself above this 1850 level. And then we'll look for price to actually travel up into 1870. Do I think that's going to happen today? Potentially. We could see the pullback into 1850 here, but again, a situation like this might happen, right? Where we might have like an indecisive candle followed up by a pullback candle, and the day after will be a breakout candle. So, again, all time frames have to correlate, and the way things are playing, we want to kind of be a little bit more patient with this one. So I'm going to be looking and paying attention to this hour time frame. What I'm going to be waiting for again is a pullback, some form of a double bottom. Just because I want to wait a little bit longer with this setup and then look for price to go into 1870, right? So that's what I'm going to be looking for with gold. Now, GJ, things are a little bit different here because we have not a strong sell signal here, but we did have a sell-off here on GJ where price did reject 157,700, which is something we talked about in the last webinar because this is a major level of resistance up here. So now, looking at the weekly time frame here on GJ, immediate reaction should be that this is a major rejection off this level. So we can definitely expect a bearish move coming from GJ. Realistically though, since it is a new week, most likely what's going to have to happen is the week is going to actually have to form its weekly highs, test this area one more time like it did. If you pay attention to all these weekly candlesticks, right, there hasn't been 1 week where price didn't come back up into this area before actually selling off. So even if you guys are expecting to go short and you see a sell signal, just don't get the FOMO. Wait for the retest and wait for the rejection. Most likely buyers are going to try and push price up one more time, which will then look to get in on the level itself. So we want to definitely wait for that pullback, and you never want to sell after a candlestick this big either. Just because it's already a big move, you want to wait for price to actually give us some form of a pullback. We want to see at least a retest of 157,100, which is pretty much almost where the level of resistance actually kind of starts here. So 157,100 to 157,500, let's call it, is the range we're actually going to be looking to go short at. Now, when it comes to silver, silver was very interesting also because we had a big rejection of this weekly resistance over here. We had a price move all the way back to the downside, and then we had price shoot up and actually close above this weekly level of resistance. Again, all of these same concepts apply. We want to wait for that pullback. It's not worth buying something that's super expensive. It's like in today's current car market, right? I bought my SVJ for $700,000 and retail price for it right now is $1 million. Why would I go buy a brand new SVJ for $1 million when I know there could be a future discount on them where it could come back down? Then that's when I'll actually look to buy again. You always want to try and buy things at a discount. And if you take that ideology into trading, you're always going to want to wait for some form of a pullback before looking to buy back up. Now, where I'm going to be waiting for this pullback here on silver, ultimately, I don't want to go short in this or long in this area here. I want to see a little bit of a steeper pullback. I want to see price retest this previous level of resistance where there is selling and buying pressure, right? I want to see price hold above resistance, and at that point in time, I'll look to buy silver up into 23.80 thousand, right? So that is going to be the breakdown for now. Do any of you guys have any questions on any of the pairs that I just broke down? Let me know.
Hey, Raul.
Bro.
So with GJ, right? I was looking forward to come back into my, hold on one second, into my 156.30 level. I wanted to get your input on if that's a good level to see a hour rejection and then look for a 15-minute like type of entry. See an hour rejection into the 156 300 level, and then look for a 15-minute entry.
What are you looking to buy?
I'm looking to buy up into 156, basically 15700.
Thing is, I wouldn't want to actually buy GJ if we were to come back down into here, even though you could, but then we would just start seeing more bearish momentum overall. If we look to buy GJ back up into 157 as a counter trend, definitely I would take low risk with it.
Okay.
Price to flip at you at any point in time. And I would actually probably look to buy in the area GJ is currently trading in right now. So even though this hour candlestick just opened up, notice the minor resistance here. And then notice how this resistance is still holding now as support. So if we break it down to a lower time frame, like the 15-minute time frame, we're starting to see some buying pressure off of this area. More importantly, 4-hour time frame, what we see is price rejecting this area here as well. If you see this area is another just area of resistance here that we have over on the major, bigger picture right here.
Okay, for sure. That makes sense. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Anybody else have any other questions? Any questions? Any concerns? Anything they want to ask me?
Yeah, Raul. What you could break down UJ real quick, just real fast.
Basically, what I said was based off this weekly time frame.
No, I said UJ.
Oh, UJ.
Yeah, UJ.
All right. So UJ, clearly this is a level of resistance that we have right here, and price has been maintaining under this area for a few weeks now. You already have a strong sell signal off of this area, and price currently right now is our resistance. Only thing is that it looks like it could be forming in us sending wedge to this area, which shows us that price could potentially break through this area. But again, I wouldn't want to anticipate that. We look at UJ over here as well, and it's also rejected this previous level of resistance. So as long as price maintains under 115,600, I would keep looking to short it back into 114,984. As long as price maintains under that area, 30-minute time frame, and it looks like it's retesting this area. So if price could give you a sell signal, I'd look to probably take price down to 114,982. Once price actually breaks above this area and you have a strong closure above it, then you can look for price to come into 116,100 roughly.
But.
Yeah, so right now I would look for shorts.
All right, thanks, bro.
Yeah. Anybody else got any questions? Anything they want me to break down?
So on GJ, we could be waiting for the pullback into this yellow zone that you have right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just because it's a weekly resistance area.
Yeah. So if you look at GJ on the weekly time frame, it never just immediately went down right after. It's always done some form of a retest to that level. So I would want to wait for the retest so you can get in on the sell at the best price possible.
Right. Perfect. Thank you, Raul.
Yeah, bro, no problem.
Yo, Raul.
Yo, it's good, bro.
I see you got Bitcoin on your watch list. You mind breaking that bitch down?
Only reason I have Bitcoin on my watch list is to just track where Bitcoin is at. Ultimately, I actually see Bitcoin continuing to drop at least to 30,000 for another retest. If it breaks under 30,000, then it'll definitely go down to like 16,000 around there. I mean, if you look at like Bitcoin's like previous like big breakout when it went up to 19,000, I don't know if you guys remember that. right? After hitting like 20,000, it came all the way back down into 3,000. It hit like 20,000 again, and then it went back down to 3,000. So now that Bitcoin's actually had like a huge breakout into 60,000, it only pulled back roughly like 50%. I do think it could drop more than 50% potentially. Ultimately, it depends if 30,000 holds or not, but I wouldn't look to invest into Bitcoin unless it hits that 30,000 level where you could do like dollar cost averaging or however you want to, scale into Bitcoin. You want to add, money at 40,000, you want to add money at 30,000. Now, if you're day trading it from a day trading perspective, right, we want to start off on the weekly time frame. You look at the weekly time frame, what do you see? You see price break under this resistance level here at $43,263. This already is giving us a sell signal to go short. Now, where could we actually go short into? Again, the concept would be $30,000 where we have major level of support, right? Now, all you have to do is break it down into your lower time frame. So you go on the daily time frame, you see that price rejected and is now trading under $44,000, and we have resistance here at $43,000. So potentially, if you wanted to take like an aggressive position, what you do is you go short in this area with a stop loss up here. Let's verify the risk reward ratio because we want a decent enough size stop loss and a decent enough size take profit. So let's just say we want to be safe and we want to have a pretty decent size stop loss, right? Right now we're looking to gain 3.6 times our risk. If you want to take a swing trade on Bitcoin, then what you could potentially do is put your stops around this area here where you're still getting 3 times your risk. That's if you were to enter the market right now, not at a pullback, right? You're still getting 3 times your risk and overall hit the target of $30,000. But I definitely do see Bitcoin continuing to drop just because of the way the weekly time frame is actually forming, right? Again, notice the break, notice the retest, notice that there was support here, notice the support here, notice the resistance here, then you had a big drop. Notice price pull back up into resistance, we have a sell signal, then we could be expecting another big drop here into 30,000.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Yo, with everything going on in Russia, what do you think about like Euro USD? I don't really trade it, but just to like know.
I mean, you'd have to see how a war is going to affect the currency itself. I'm not really too updated on the news there, but I would just still focus on price action because typically fundamentals will just kind of push price in a certain direction, and you'll see that reflected on the charts anyways. No. Yeah. Anybody else have any questions?
Raul, can you go real quick on gold?
Gold, yeah. What's up?
So that's a question that I have is we can, and I have this marked off here on my chart, this 1850 zone, right? This is where we can expect a pullback to continue buying gold, right?
Yeah.
But what if price breaks this 1850 zone, which is a resistance zone? We can still buy even if a price breaks under it. Like I see that we have a 4-hour structure into I would say 1835, 800.
Honestly, if gold breaks under 1850, I wouldn't look to buy it unless it rejects 1830.
Okay, and this is not a concept, but a question that I have. If price breaks a certain resistance zone, but we're still in a bullish trend, a bullish market structure, we can still look to buy, but somewhere else, like in another zone.
Of course.
Okay. And for fib levels, the fibs will not be valid if...
I mean, you can always trade fib levels, right? You just go from swing low to swing high, but the thing is, like, to me, I prioritize supply and demand, support and resistance over fib levels.
Right. Because fib levels are just a tool, right?
Yeah, they're a tool where we measure the pullback.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks.
Problem, bro. Any other questions? You guys sure you don't have any other questions? Anything you guys want me to cover before the webinar ends?
Hey, Ru.
Sorry.
For gold, yeah, I'm seeing 1860 as a level of resistance because it's also like a round psychological level.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you prefer to wait for a breakout and retest before actually going to go long rather than go back?
Well, I don't always
because on the daily it seems like 8 is really like key level as well.
70 is a more important level because look how many attempts prices try breaking above 1870 versus 1860, right? So yes, price right now is trading at 1860 resistance, but overall 1870 is a more important level in my eyes, right? Especially if you go to the daily time frame, you see the attempts on 1870 versus on 1860, which is right here. Right, so I'm going to prioritize 1870 over 1860, and essentially what I'm waiting for is a pullback and a retest of 1850, which is resistance. And now that buyers have broken above resistance, I want to see if buyers can actually hold 1850 resistance, or we'll then look to buy up into 1870 for that retest there.
Okay, makes sense. Thanks.
Hey, Raul.
What's up, bro?
Hey, do you mind just going through the S&P 500 real quick?
And I saw somebody just send me a message about my Instagram. So my Instagram got temporarily disabled because somebody wanted to take it down. And somebody basically grabbed the bot, reported my account 150 times within the same day, and Instagram had to take it down because they think I'm a fake account. So I should get it back this week. So I don't have any other Instagram right now, other than the day trading institution's Instagram. Okay. So just like it's pretty much what we discussed last week, looking at the S&P 500. We have price rejecting this bearish level here, this bearish structure. Price has made a lower low. We have this counter trend structure here that price is now broken into this level of support, right, on the daily time frame, right? Looking at the weekly time frame as well, it looks like an automatic bearish continuation, even though we are approaching this 50 SMA. So we want to be cautious because if we look at the S&P 500, every time, it comes towards one of these SMAs, it just typically bounces off of these SMAs. So we'd want to see how price reacts when price actually gets down into this range over here, where we know on the weekly, it is that 50 SMA along with that daily level of support. So going to the 4-hour time frame, right, it looks like it's in a little bit of a range. So I would like to wait and see what price actually does and what price actually looks like the New York session. But as of right now, you guys can obviously tell it's maintaining this bearish structure. So again, right now it's just kind of like a waiting game to see what price actually looks like over the next few hours. Because what we could wait for is for a pullback into this resistance level over here. And once price is there, we'll wait for that rejection where we can look for price to come down into that daily level of support, which is like 420 pip move.
Got it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, Raul.
Good, bro.
So I was just wondering on gold specifically. I've had levels marked off on things like 1852 and 1866. And I noticed you keep your zones rounded to things like 1870 and 1850 flat. Is there just like a specific reason you do that on your liquidity levels?
Not necessarily, to be honest. Like all my levels aren't always flat, but just taking at it from a buyers and seller perspective, that's what I tend to refer to them as psychological levels. Because even like in the stock market, what moves the price is supply and demand. So some levels are going to have more areas of supply, some levels are going to have, or more specific levels are going to have areas of demand. So if we can like try and pinpoint like accuracy in terms of round numbers where there's going to be more buying and selling pressure, then that's what I would kind of try and prioritize, if that makes any sense. But I don't always put it like right at 1830 or 1850. Like, this is 1813, this is 1797. These are more like my more major areas. And then, I kind of have my own random lines and whatever the case might be is, 1870, then 1877, right? It ultimately just kind of depends on where price is trading.
I appreciate it, man. Also, just wanted to know if you have any thoughts on the January high on gold as well, as far as its influence on price for the next few weeks.
Well, I mean, as of right now, price is making higher highs, and it's actually broken above the January high, which this is the January high right here, which could indicate that gold is just going to continue to make higher highs, because we know that in bullish market structure, price is making higher highs and higher lows. So I would like to see gold come back into these January highs, where we would look for price to hold as resistance, and then look for price to go long from there to make, February highs, whatever the case is, even though we've already made highs for February being right here.
Perfect, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions?
Yo, Raul, I got a quick question for you, bro. It's kind of a little bit off topic, but it has to do with trading as well.
Yeah.
But I've been thinking about buying gold, like actual gold, but I've been kind of bullish. I've been really bullish on gold, so I'm kind of scared, like, if I don't buy it now, it's just going to get more expensive. Like, buying gold to actually hold, like for value on the side, besides trading and besides investing.
I mean, what's your goal with it? I mean, you could definitely do it. The thing is, I'm not an investor in gold. Like,
I'm just saying, like, buying at high price, you get me? But I feel like it's just going to keep getting higher in price.
I mean,
it's going to keep going up, right?
At the end of the day, it's an asset. The only difference that's going to be is that, if you buy $4,000 worth of gold right now at its highs at 1860 versus, buying it at, $1,000.
Yeah.
$1,000 is a big difference. You'll obviously not see as big of a return, but I don't see gold ever dropping again to $1,000, $1,500, right?
That's kind of like what I was getting too. Like, if I just wait to try and get it cheaper, it's probably not gonna get any cheaper. It's just probably gonna get more expensive over the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I invest a little bit into it now, because I want to buy gold, but like just for personal, like for just to keep. But I feel like if I wait, I'm just gonna get it more expensive later.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you feel. At the end of the day, it's your money. You do whatever you want with your investments. It's definitely going to get more expensive later. We just, you got to wait and see, because, if you look at gold's history over the last few years, right? So this chart started in 2007. Gold was at $561. It went all the way up to almost $2,000 and then dropped. Dropped all the way back down to $1,000. So, now gold is trading at 2,000. So, I'm not really, again, like, keen on investing into gold long term. But you can do whatever you want at the end of the day, it's an asset that's going to continue to go up, just like the S&P 500.
All right, I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Raul, I got one more question for you, bro.
Good, bro.
On the psychology note, with you getting ready to have a child, how do you think that could affect you in the long run? Will you probably do a psychology video, addressing that? So people that's probably will be going through that soon can see it from your perspective.
Yeah, for sure. So the way I see trading with me having a child now is, at some point I'm going to have split custody. Obviously, meaning that I'm going to be with the child for 1 week, and then my ex is going to be with our child for the other week, right? So the way I see it is trade as normal with the week that I'm not with my child, and the week that I am with my child, obviously I'm going to have a crib and everything set up here in my office. So as I'm trading, I'm taking care of my child at the same time, because I work all night, and from what I'm told, baby is going to wake up every 30 minutes. So it's definitely going to be a learning process. But I'll definitely document it for you guys to see how it affects my trading. And, for those of you guys who, would be expecting, anytime in the future, you guys can kind of see how it could potentially affect your trading as well. I know one thing that's going to be affected a lot is my sleep. So I'm trying to sleep as much as I possibly can now. And remember, you need to be focused, and you need to have that level of awareness, and you need to get sleep to make the most logical decisions possible, right? At least 6 hours. So I'm going to see how I do it, but I'll definitely document it and put it on the course.
Sure, bro. That's appreciated, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
Yo, Raul, I just bought like 2 funded accounts, bro, and I'm using one right now.
Okay.
But if I don't use the other one, like if I don't log into the other one, does it still does my 30 days still like run down or not?
It only starts when it's your first trade.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Question: does anybody use my Forex funds?
No,
not me.
Hey, Raul.
Yes,
I have a question.
Raul, I funded with it.
What happened?
I'm funded with my Forex fund.
What's the max capital they offer on the regular account?
I think 200 grand.
400K?
No, 200.
Can you combine accounts though? I know you can combine accounts.
I'm sorry, again?
I know you can combine accounts.
Oh, combine account, I think like 300. You can merge up to 300 grand.
Are you sure?
Per account. Yeah.
You can't have 600K?
No, in one account, no, but you can have 600K in 2 accounts.
Okay. So I can have 2 300Ks.
Yeah, you can have maximum 600 grand, and you can make it for like 2 separate accounts.
Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure because, yeah.
You planning on doing a challenge with Forex funds, bro?
I already passed 600K in the challenge. I just got to do the verification now. So it's 5 minimum trading days, right?
damn.
Yeah, I think so, man.
Days.
This nigga said 600K.
Damn.
Nah, no funny shit. They
Big
spend
money.
Oh, I passed it in one trade with the silver trade.
What was there like a daily hold for you or a monthly hold?
Like, yeah.
I only got to make 8%. So what I did was risk, I think, like 2.5% in that trade hit.
Yo, Raul, I got a question, bro.
Yeah.
When you swinging something, right? Like say like you hold a move, like a daily move, but like Friday come or whatever, and like you gonna secure profits, like you take bread or whatever. Then Sunday and Monday come, and you see the move is not like still fully done. Like how you rejoin that move again? Like, cause like we could get to this level down here, but like I just took my bread because it was Friday and I wanted to take profit, but like you go back to it, like how you join the move again.
So let's say I bought gold down here and it went up to here and I closed because it's Friday.
Yeah.
Right? I would say, okay, here's another level I could look to buy gold. Right? I'm going to wait for price to pull back, retest, reject, and then I'll look to buy gold here and look to take it up to here.
But and then you just continue to move like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with my Forex funds, do I have to input 0.01s or no for the trading days?
Yeah, I did that like in the verification. I paused it up for like 2 days, and for the rest of the days, I put like 0.01, and I have no problem with it.
Because I got 24 days left, meaning I think I passed already the 5 trading days. I think I'm just got to wait for my verification now.
Yeah, I think after 5 days, you're good to go to that verification or something. Or you found the base period.
You gotta make sure you hold it for like a certain amount of time, though. It's in like the FAQs. Like I think they like a 3 to 5 minute hold time, like for it to count, though.
Actually, I opened the trade and closed it in the same minute, and I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I did too, but I don't see an email with my verification credentials, so I don't know if I have to do 0.01s to pass or what.
Actually, I don't know, but I have no problem doing that. You can email you have the email address for them. You can email they respond in the same day.
Okay, let me
just telling you Lambo Raul, bro. They gonna fucking just approve.
exactly, bro.
I'm gonna start getting nervous. Yeah, I want to try and do the same thing that I did with FTMO, except with 600K. So let's see how that goes.
Hey, Raul, do you already find your broker? Oh.
I did. I think I'm gonna stay with this one. But they're definitely. I don't know if Carbon Capital is a white label or if these guys are the white label of Carbon Capital, but they're the same exact thing in terms of like the back office. I think their spreads might just be a little bit lower in commissions.
So you're gonna stay with that broker?
Probably, yeah. Maybe it depends. I'm gonna do a withdrawal in like an hour or two. I'm gonna do like a 25, 30K withdrawal. If it goes through, I'm probably gonna just stay with them because I'm tired of transferring all this money, losing transaction or losing money in Bitcoin fees and all that other stuff.
So Raul, question. So whenever you do that, can you put in the Discord that, hey, this is the one that I'm gonna stay? So man, I can't wait.
Of course.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Raul. So that with that gold, waiting for that pullback.
Mm-hmm.
What hour or what time frame are we looking for on the rejection?
Probably this is silver. So
I'll definitely be getting scared with going to like 30.
4-hour rejection, maybe something like this, and then I'll jump down to lower time frames and see what it starts looking like.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I would like to see a candlestick like this form on the 4-hour at that level.
Okay.
To the lower time frames and look for an entry.
That's definitely what I needed to see. All right, bet.
Hey, this is my last question, and I'm done, Raul.
Yeah, bro.
For brokers that deal with that's able to trade through TradingView, how do you feel about that? Like being able to place the trade through TradingView, is that beneficial, or do you just
I like the Trader 4 terminal? Like these are the only brokers you could trade on TradingView with. They're all regulated. Damn, even Ali. That's funny.
LI? Oh, that's crazy. That's my card note through. That's weird.
I'm financing on McLaren with them.
That's lit. Okay.
Yeah. I did not know they did this. Interesting.
Okay.
Anyways, the webinar is going to end in 1 minute. So any last minute questions anybody has?
Raul? For break-in retest setups, we always have to wait until the price comes back to our major zones, or we can take a break-in retest based off the hour and 30-minute time frame.
Yeah, you could do that. Just know that the trades don't put too much risk behind them because they're not super high quality. But you can, I also take trades like that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Well, all right, guys. I'm going to end the webinar here. If you guys have any questions, let me know on Discord. I'll answer questions in the next few hours. I got to take care of some stuff. Other than that,